Hello to you. My name is Anthony Altman and today is the 21st of June 2023. This is the summer solstice. In my previous video I confused equinox and solstice. This video I wish to discuss with you the meaning of life. The title of this video is "This Human Life is an Evolutionary Test." I repeat, this human life is an evolutionary test. This is part of the meaning of life, if not the whole meaning of life. People want to know what the meaning of life is? Please listen to me. This is a cognition that I realized just a few days ago. First of all, it is important for you to understand that your body is not who you are. Who you really are is your soul, your higher self. And your soul is occupying your body, just like you occupy the car when you go in to town and you're driving the car. The car is not you. You are you, and you are occupying the car. Your body is occupied by your soul, and your body is not who you really are. And your body will last so many years, you discard it, and then sometime later, we don't know when, it depends upon you and your own evolutionary process, you choose to reincarnate. You choose your parents, you choose the environment, you choose your race, your religion, whatever, when you come to planet Earth. And the reason you do all that is so that you can learn all the lessons that you are to learn in order to help your soul evolve, because souls are just parts of the unified quantum field of all that is. Some people call it God, an energy field. And these new souls are to mature. And over many, many incarnations, they actually develop from infant souls to old souls, and just move on, and then leave this third dimensional realm and go on to fourth, fifth, sixth, seventh, eighth, ninth dimensional realities on this great journey back to source, as I understand it, as I feel it is. I have had my own experiences, and it's not because I'm special. I have spent my life learning, studying, experiencing, keeping an open mind and an open heart, and developing my potential. Now let me talk about potential before I go on. Potential is, let's say, 100% in you and in me. And what would you say if I said to you that probably you're using about 5% of your potential? There are some people using a bit more, but you and I, we're using a very small proportion of the total potential that is there. I may be using a little bit more. I don't really know. I have no means to know, but I have spent 65 years developing my potential. So it goes without saying that it shouldn't be surprising to me or you that I may be using 1% or more, or 0.5% or 1/3% more of my potential, because I've been working on it. But I'm talking to those people who don't even know that they have 100% and that they're only using 5%. For instance, the science of this third dimensional realm, our physics, our science, the scientists are saying and acknowledging that there's 96% of our DNA that they don't know what use it is, so they call it junk DNA. Junk DNA. Everything's junk if you don't know what it is. In my previous video entitled Ignorance, that's the biggest enemy. Even the scientists, they're ignorant. They have no idea. They cannot see what's They cannot see, they cannot hear, they don't understand. So 96% of your DNA is junk DNA because they don't know what it does. And they feel they know more than God does. They could not create a human body. The best they can do is create a robot, but they cannot create a human body, but they know better than that source of energy which creates human bodies. The unified quantum field of all that is God, the matrix, the divine matrix, not the movie matrix, the divine matrix, the great mystery. Our bodies are miracles. We are walking, talking miracles. And the scientists cannot replicate us. They do so with clones, but those clones, they don't last long and they deteriorate. And the clones do not have a soul. In the Native American tradition, they would be called the walking dead. And they are governed by others. They're influenced by others. You and I have souls. We have the capacity to be our own sovereign being. All we have to do, if we choose, is to align our energies with natural law and universal law so that we know what to do, when to do, and how to do it for our highest good and the highest good of all of life on this planet and the planet herself. And we can do that. So as we evolve, lifetime after lifetime, we have experiences which are tests. A test of integrity, a test of focus, a test of intention, a test of honesty, a test of humanity, of compassion, of love. We're tested all the time. And when you fail the test, you may get another test later in your life, and if not, you are going to come back, probably, and face the same sort of experiences in order to see if you have learned enough, evolved enough, developed enough in order to pass the test. All of life for human beings, and probably for everybody else, all other life forms, but I'm talking about human beings. The purpose of life for all human beings is that we learn, we live, we are tested, we are faced with situations, we make choices and decisions that will either allow us to pass the test or fail the test. And there is no other human being who is the judge of that. It is the unified quantum field of all that is the judge. It is consciousness itself that is the judge. It is all that which is way beyond our comprehension, that sees everything. There is no escape. You find a criminal who kills somebody and gets away with it, doesn't get away with it. I'll give you a little story. A child was born in a Druze village within the last 3 or 4 or 5 years. On the Golan Heights, just outside of Israel in Syria. And this child was 3 or 4 years old, something like that, 4 or 5, and told his parents that he wants to tell them, take him to a grave. The parents said, "What are you talking about?" He says, "Well, I was here before, and I was killed by a particular man, and I'm going to tell you who he is and where he lives, and I want to show you that I was killed before, and I'll show you the axe which killed me." And the parents were... See, the Druze are a little bit more developed spiritually than many other races of people. They're very interesting people. So the parents went along with him, and the child took him to a buried axe with blood on it, took him to a shallow grave where a child's body was buried, and took the parents and the police to the place where the murderer lived. The murderer, when he was confronted by the police, immediately admitted that he did that. Now, how can a child do that? This is one of many, many, many. The bookstores are full of people who have remembered incarnations. I have gone through 53 of my previous incarnations. I have experienced things that have proven to me beyond doubt. And here you have a story that was televised, it went viral on the internet, and if you wish to look for it and see it for yourself, I urge you to do so. The soul incarnates. This is one life of many. And we are here to perfect ourselves. We are here to evolve. We are here to develop our greater potential. We are here to develop more consciousness, that we are able to embody that consciousness in the physical body. And the reason for this, ultimately, is the incredible destiny that human beings have. And I'm going to talk about that in another video. I cannot do this. This is my second video today, and I'm getting a little bit too excited, and I'm going to have a cup of tea in a few moments. I'm sitting in the garden here. Behind me is a tree and a hedge, and it's lovely to be out there. I'm being bitten by the flies and what have you, so I'll go in soon. It is important to realize that you are to live your life as piously, as righteously as you possibly can. Now, most people don't know what righteousness is. They only know according to their level of knowledge. So the first thing to do is to increase your knowledge, to increase your awareness. And there are many things to do. But I think my advice would be to develop your ability to intuit, develop your intuition. And this, of course, is related to the development of consciousness and expansion of conscious awareness. So if you are in an area where there is a Vipassana, 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 group of people, they put on 10-day meditation retreats in silence, and they teach you the meditation, the mindfulness meditation of Buddha, I believe. I believe it came from Buddha, actually. I did this, and you will never be the same after you've done that. They don't charge you a fee. They ask you to donate whatever you can afford. The food is vegetarian, of course. That's another thing. Why are you eating meat? Why do people eat meat? They eat meat because they were programmed to do so. It is not natural to kill animals to eat meat. Yeah, you may say, well, what do the people do in Alaska? Well, why did they go to Alaska in the first place? They didn't originate there. Nobody originated in Alaska or the North Pole or the South Pole. They went there. Maybe they ran away from persecution, just like the 40 escapees of the British system in the early 1700s, late 1600s, and they ran off to Holland to escape the evil of Great Britain, and they decided to go to the New World, the Americas, and start a new life. They escaped, had a very difficult time, but they created something that no other country has ever been able to replicate. The Declaration of Independence, a Constitution, and the Declaration of Human Rights. If anybody can produce to me 3 documents like this from any other country along the same lines, I would be very interested. Unfortunately, there were people who wanted to destroy that, and they're doing their best to destroy it right now. And it is up to you and me, and as many Americans as possible, to develop their own potential and become sovereign. Because until you do that, you're not going to win the war with these people, because they've gained too much power over the centuries you've allowed them to enslave you, to enslave us all. I don't do what people tell me if it doesn't feel right. And I am labeled a conspiracy theorist and a rebel and an opposition and what have you. And yet, everything that I am saying, the powers that control this planet, they'd rather see me be quiet. Why? They don't want to see people waking up. They want you all enslaved. And you think you're not enslaved? If you do think that, then it's okay. Next lifetime you'll learn. Just do your homework. Just look at what's going on around you. It does not take an Einstein, a brain surgeon, to realize that we're all enslaved. We're told what to do, how to do it. Look, there are 2 or 3 companies on this planet that control everything. They're into everything. It doesn't matter what you eat, what you wear, what you do, what you don't do, what your job is, who you work for. They control it. And they are going to do what they want to do, and you have no say in the matter. Just look at the world of politics in England, America, Australia, New Zealand. If you follow the news, the truth and the non-truth, and you're unbiased and you're just learning, then you know. Thank you very much for listening. I look forward to speaking to you next time.